Richard J. Corman was a native of Nicholasville, Kentucky. He started the railroad construction shortly after he graduated high school in 1973. Being born in 1955, it was just over 20 years that he turned a single backhoe ownership into one of the nation's leading railway service providers. Again, he began as a fearless backhoe driver, and he often won many wagers just simply betting people about where he could put the backhoe and the things that he could do with it. I thought that was pretty interesting. He actually taught himself to fly his first helicopter, but later on he went back and got some formal training, and that's pretty brash, pretty bold, pretty gutsy, pretty forward. In the early days, he worked a lot with his father on several projects, which really started the beginning of the current R.J. Corman Storm Team and Disaster Support Service. Construction of the Nicholasville offices began in 1985 and only took a year. As the company grew, so did his reputation, his reliability, and his efficiency. In 2008, R.J. Corman himself even cut the ribbon for the opening of the R.J. Corman Ambulatory Care Center, which serves our community. Mr. Richard J. Corman unfortunately passed away at the age of 58, leaving a remarkable legacy that will never be forgotten. He always found a way to have a positive impact on those around him with his genuine personality, his authentic laugh, and his facial expressions. He has been and will continue to be honored and missed. I ask that we express our love and our thanks to his family for his contributions. If there's no other further comments or questions, Mr. President, I move adoption of Senate Resolution 236.
Motion's on the adoption of Senate Resolution number 236. Any of the members seeking recognition to speak on the motion? Senator from Fayette, 12.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I am going to do my best not to cry. And I deeply appreciate my colleague bringing this to the floor. Rick Corman and my dad were dear friends. And in fact, when Rick was diagnosed with cancer in multiple myeloma, he got it after my dad did. And so when my dad was at Mayo Clinic, Rick would come too. And then when the experimental treatment started happening at Dana-Farber up in the Northeast, he would go, and then he took my dad with him. Now, my dad had no chance of experimental treatment working for him. And Rick knew that, but he said, I'm helping to pay for this. You're going to come, you're going to treat my friend too. And he did for a number of years. And that treatment worked for Rick, and he was able to live for a lot longer, even though he died at 58. Mine was 53. And walking that journey with the two of them, the man is such a man of compassion. Rick didn't care what it took to love his neighbor. He didn't care what he gave away to support his community and the people that worked for him, the people that lived near him. He was a generous man, a kind man, thoughtful man, and I saw it firsthand, which was a really special thing for our family. And I'll personally never forget that kindness, because it meant a lot to our family during that time. So I just want to thank him, his family. They're strong community partners in Fayette County and Jessamine. What they have done for us has been amazing in Fayette County, and we just honor and appreciate their family and their legacy. So thank you, sir.
Motion's on the adoption of Senate Resolution number 236. Any of the members seeking recognition to speak to the Senate Resolution number 236? Senator from Boone, are you speaking to this resolution?
I am, with your permission.
Please proceed, sir.
Thank you. We were just talking here on the back row about the former senator from Jessamine, our beloved former senator from Jessamine, and how he would always talk about Mr. Corman, tell all these stories. And one of the ones he used to tell, or many times, was just what everyone has been talking about, was he would secretly hire transportation for people who were terminal cancer patients. And he would often reminisce about that, Mr. President.
Any other members seeking recognition to speak to the resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor of adoption say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Senate Resolution number 236 is adopted.